Michael, yesterday it was the Xbox Partner Preview Showcase, and high level thoughts was it was okay. It was it, it is what it is, man. Like it was more, hey, here's a couple games out today, and here's everything else for 2025. It's just like, oh, come on, man. There's a lot of 2025s going on here. Let's get into what broke down throughout the stream there. So Alan Wake 2, The Lake House, they started off with the DLC that's coming out. Pretty cool. Bloober Team announced their latest horror game, Chronos: The New Dawn, in 2025, right? Double 11 came out with Blind Fire. That's a new game, dropped yesterday. We actually have a code on that one, so we might be diving into that one. Dude, we got the Pirate Yakuza game. How do you feel about that one?
I'm torn. It's definitely something I want to take a look at. And on the date, right? February.
Well, that's the biggest problem.
Everything else is coming out.
It's another game for February 21st. It was the 28th. They actually moved it ahead to the 21st.
That's
not really. Okay. Like, is that really going to save you? Maybe by a week. That does help get you a little bit of spotlight. Maybe.
But it moves you closer to everything else, right? That was the nice thing about the 28th is everything else had a chance to be played. Now all of a sudden you're trying to take people's attention away before they finish stuff like Avowed, like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, like maybe Assassin's Creed if it comes out, right? So yeah, I feel like this is one of the few times I'm like, no, you shouldn't have moved your game up. You should have left your game where it was.
Yeah, weird. I don't know. We'll see how that one plays out, man. A lot of hype came around Mouse yesterday. Seen that one again. It's this old school Disney-esque black and gray and white art style. Dude, looks sick. Like, it looks like a ton of fun. That one's super cool. Subnautica 2 was revealed for the first time. You can wishlist it on Steam right now. It's adding co-op. There was a mod in Subnautica 1 that would allow you to bring in a friend. Now it's actually there for the game, so you can get in there and check that one out. Animal Well, now on Xbox. Eden's Zero, coming in 2025. Our good friends over there with Eternal Strands. We talked to Jeff. You can make sure you check out our interview with Jeff. We talked all about Eternal Strands and a whole lot more. So that's over on our site. Make sure you check that out. That was showcased again, dude. A new. Did you see that boss? This bird-looking creature looks incredible. I'm like, yo, what is happening here? Jeff told us there's like 9 bosses in the game or something like that. Will be up. Yep. The giants, right? Can't wait, dude. 2025, early 2025. Now the biggest question is, Jeff, where are you putting your game? Where is it, Jeff? Right? Don't do it. Don't put it in February, please. We have enough stuff.
Please don't.
Right. Mistfall Hunter. Okay. Let me read you the synopsis over on Steam. Mistfall Hunter is a third-person action PvPvE extraction RPG. Gear up for different classes, master combos, and strategic skills, and face intense battles against monsters or players, solo or with teammates. Only a successful escape will secure your treasure. Dude, that's a combo.
Yeah, that's you're the extraction guys. I mean, it's something.
So it's funny because as I'm watching it play out, I'm like, yo, this actually kind of looks cool. And then I heard extraction. I went, oh no, RPG. Oh no, like here we go. It's supposed to be somewhat of a bit of a Souls-like as well. I was like, uh-oh.
That's a lot of buzzwords.
That's just, it's so concerning too, right? I think when you get into all these buzzwords and how it all plays out of, hey, is this really what you're going to want to get into? Because it is this, it is that, it is that, it is this part too. And, oh, by the way, it's also this part of the game. Can they make that come together in the way it actually should? Like, it's got a lot of words that I appreciate and like from a separate standpoint. Michael, do you think they can pull this together? Did you check out this particular trailer and like, what do you think of this one?
I was with you. I was like, okay, this looks pretty cool. And then once I looked into it, I was like, okay, like PvPvE, all right, that's fine. Extraction, okay. I mean, you kind of got me on that extraction hype. And then I was like, Souls-like, how is this? Like, there's already a lot of things. If you look at Elden Ring, right, with the PvP in Elden Ring, it gets kind of cheesy at times. So how are you going to balance that if you are going in that Souls-like direction? What does a Souls-like extraction even look like? Am I gonna like die just as often to the NPCs as I do to real players? Like, I'm with you. There's a lot of things that by themselves would have made this game great. Jammed together, this is either going to be a massive failure that's just going to be hilariously annoying to play, or it's going to be something very unique and it might capture audiences for a month or so, again, depending on when it comes out in 2025. So yeah, I'm with you. This is either going to just nail it or we're going to say, what the hell were they thinking?
No, absolutely, right? And Extraction for 2025. Again, where do you put this so you actually get a bit of spotlight on your game? And now, because it's an Extraction game, like, we get into this live service experience, Michael. How many times have we talked about these games failing as a live service experience? So there's a lot. I'm hoping when they do launch in 2025 that their roadmap is already done. It is already, okay, this part now drops next month, this one drops the month after, and that one drops the month after. Or otherwise, they're going to get the first Ascendant situation and lose 90% of their player base after 3 months. Yeah. Right? That's something we don't want to get into. We'll see. Very curious how this one plays out. It looks like a lot more hand-to-hand combat than on guns, which I'm like, okay, cool. Again, right? A lot of extraction shooters. That's the biggest key. Here we go. We're going melee. All right, cool. Let me do this. Dude, it's got my interest. I'll give you that much, right? The extraction RPG element. I'm like, okay, this sounds like it could pull off something. We'll just see how well it all comes together in the end. Then we got into a very unique art style with Wheel World, coming in again 2025, right? Like, it's just everything was 2025 almost to an extent. So very cool looking style of this art take on a bicycle game. Dude, they were at one point they almost paused the game, but then they flipped through this like speed run of how many different like types of bikes you can get. And there's one person, it was like an actual person shaped like a bike. It was like, what is this? So I don't know. I think it'll be fun. Something. It was something, man. I think it'll be fun. It'll be a good time to hang out there. Phasmophobia finally coming over to Xbox on the 29th of October.
Nice.
The Legend of Babu. I thought, hey, what is this? Because it opens up with the cinematic, and then it got into the gameplay, and then it showed the actual character art. Character art did not blow me away. I was actually kind of disappointed coming in the character art. So I don't know if anybody's played Kena from back in the day on PlayStation, where it was visually stunning. Like, it was like a Pixar. Dude, you played a Pixar game. Like, that's how it felt. It was fantastic. This could have been that, but I don't think it's going to be. Again, next year. So we'll see. They got time to kind of polish things up. I don't think they can really pull that one off at the end of the day to be to that level, but we'll see how it goes. Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, dude. Did you see this? Here we go. Another Souls-like game in 2025.
I mean, it's a genre, right? And I mean, we really got into an Otria, so now every time there's a Souls-like game that comes out, I'm like, all right, I'll kind of think about it. I'll check it out. I'll see what your hook is. I definitely, you and I have talked. We've got to hop in on Elden Ring at some point and kind of experience the peak of Souls-like games, if you will, and then I can be the accurate judge. So I'll keep my eye on it. Again, it's one of those where if it clicks like an Otria, I'm going to put 20, 30 hours in out of nowhere. If it doesn't click, 5 hours, and I'll see you later.
Yeah, which is fair, right? So we'll see. It is that samurai-esque looking Japanese kind of feel, which I can appreciate right now. A lot of buzz going in that feudal Japan, right? Ghost of Yotei in there as well. And then you get Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm like, yeah, you guys are hitting where I like to be, right? I like that time era. So we'll see if they can pull it off. Well, again, like you say, it might click, it may not. And I'm not a Souls guy, dude. And Otria click for some reason. I don't know. So we'll see if I can get into this one. And then FBC Firebreak. We're getting the Control multiplayer. This was kind of a big surprise out of nowhere. So a lot of people came off of this one pretty cool. Dude, I walked out and went, nah, not for me, right? I didn't get into Control. So to get into this one, I'm like, I'm probably not going to feel this one either, but it's got 3-person co-op going on in here. I don't know. We'll see how it hits. No date given, so I'm sure we'll find out more soon on that one. All in all, Michael, showcase for me was okay.
Yeah, I give it like a 7 out of 10, right? Like it passes. It doesn't pass with flying colors. I would say it fails. There's definitely, I'd say, like 3-4 games that I was like, okay, like I'm excited to have an Xbox for these games, right? I mean, sure, some of them are on PC, but yeah, it's one of those where it's like, oh, I don't have an Xbox. Okay, yeah, a few of these, okay. like cool, but yeah, nothing was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so hyped for 2025. It was very much a okay, cool.
Yeah. No, I'm right there. I'm probably about 6.5. It was just all right. There's nothing again, right? Nothing blew me away. But there's a couple games I'm like, you got my interest on this one, right? Like the Mistfall Hunter one, and we'll see how that goes. Eternal Strands we've already seen and played, so that one I already know what I'm getting into. I just want the game. I don't need to see anymore, and now I'm ready to go. But I guess I know that Yellow Brick Games and the team over there with Jeff need to focus on showcasing that game as much as possible. So very cool there. But yeah, there's a couple games, and then some Subnautica 2 with some co-op.
Yep, that was the other game I was looking forward to. I've never got into Subnautica 1, but one of those where I'm like, I've watched from a distance. I'm like, okay, you give me real co-op, right? Sometimes those mods can be a pain to install for people, and you try and tell someone, hey, let's download the game, but we got a mod. And they're like, oh, I don't want to deal with mods. You have to. Everybody's had that friend who all of a sudden thinks mods are like the craziest thing to install in the world, even though they're super easy. So no, co-op, real co-op for Subnautica. I'm hyped for that one. That was you name my kind of big three, right? Mistfall Hunter. I think that's kind of what I'm really looking forward to checking out. Subnautica 2, definitely one I want to look at. And then as you and I, we're maybe a little partial, but I think Eternal Strands is going to be an awesome game if it launches at the right time. I'm thinking March, April's kind of that window where it has some time to read. Not February. Just not February. Maybe you go January, but that feels way too close for not having an official date. But yeah, I think Eternal Strands is going to be awesome early 2025 if it has a chance to breathe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we want to hear from you guys. Did you hit up the partner preview program? Did you see this? What do you think? What's your highlight? Let us know. ITGTV.com.